committees comforted. At least we've seen ULP and now UPND. As our political players, that is as to how it should be. For the purposes of this Cap 12 is extended on to you, so that immunity that we enjoy as parliamentarians, you do enjoy as well. And that whatever you say herein, no one will prosecute you, only if you willfully decide to mislead your committee. But we are confident that you will not do that. With the immunity extended on to you, sir, it's time to get to know who you are. People are following on radio, you and your team, and then ourselves, sir. It's your turn, SCG.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Batuke Menda, Secretary General of the UPND, and on my right.
If you may give them to introduce themselves, okay, so that we hear their voices. Yes.
Martha.
You may switch off your mic, sir.
Good afternoon, Chair. My name is Martha Muchipe. I'm the legal counsel for UPND. Much obliged.
We are grateful to have you. Next. Who are you, sir?
Good afternoon, Chair. I'm Max Moe, and Media Director for the UPND, advisor to the Secretary General, and newly elected National Management Committee member.
So we congratulate you, although that is not our nature, but thank you very much. You may switch off your mic, sir. Sir, it's our turn to introduce ourselves to your team as well. Permanent witness.
Good afternoon, witness. My name is Tauna Daka from the Ministry of Justice, appearing as permanent witness.
Secretariat. Your name, sir?
Good afternoon. My name is from the Office of the Clerk of the National Assembly.
We have some of our members, sir, sitting virtually. Honorable members that are following.
Honorable Chairperson of the Committee, Mshanga Sidney is my name, Member of Parliament for Washa Parliamentary Constituency in Kabwe, and a member of the Select Committee. SG, with your delegation, you are welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Clear and loud. Any other?
Good afternoon, Chair. And good afternoon, SG and your team. My name is Nicholas Mukumbi, Member of Parliament for Sorwezi West Constituency in Okota, and the member of this committee. Thank you, Chair.
Kalabo.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Good afternoon, SG and your team. My name is Chinga Mutu, representing Kalab Central.
Nalolo.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon. I'm Imango Omnyima, Jr., Member of Parliament for Nalolo constituency.
Sikongo.
Good afternoon, SG and your team. I'm Frank Simushi, Member of Parliament for Sikongo constituency.
It's not by design. It's a total committee of 13 members, but we are overwhelmed with bills. So we are trying to form quorums all over. Sitting and chairing this committee, sir, is Mutelo Mishek, MP for Mitete constituency. It's now your turn to walk us through your submission.
Thank you very much, Chair. Every time we are here, Honorable Omnyima is also in this room. So I hope we will not tear us apart.
Here, sir, we don't tear. We
Okay.
just ask points of clarification.
Thank you. No, I'm just joking. Mr. Chairman, honorable members of the Parliamentary Committee, we acknowledge that the supreme law of the land in the Constitution of Zambia, and that the Constitution gives life to other subsidiary nations electoral process. Owing to the amendment of the Constitution, our considered view is that the amendment to the Constitution affects subsidiary registration. Having said this, allow us to submit our views on the Electoral Process Act, Bill number 26. We are aware of the following objectives of the Electoral Process Amendment Bill 2026, which includes the following: the inspection of the provisional register of voters, the filling of an adoption certificate to accompany a nomination, the election and the distribution of seats under the proportional representation electoral system, the appointment of a returning officer, including their powers and duties, the filing of nomination petition, the power of the Electoral Commission of Zambia to suspend a political party or candidate for breach of code of conduct, and matters connected with or incidental to the foregoing. Chairman, our view is that we support the bill in its entirety for the following reasons. Number one, the bill is enacted will enhance administration and the integrity of the electoral process in the Republic of Zambia by aligning the provisions of the Electoral Process Act with that of the Constitution as amended. Inspection of provisional register of voters. Our view is that one of the attributes of good legal is clarity of law. To that end, there is need for the provisional register not to be arbitrary, but to be guided by clarity on the period and the manner of the provisional register of voters. We also support the proposal that the period of inspection be determined by the Commission in the same manner the Commission carries out other mandates, and voters will be able to inspect provisional register of voters electronically. This is so because the world has evolved electronically in that direction.
Yeah.
Electronic verification has been adopted by many institutions. For example, checking grade 12 results with Examination Council of Zambia. Land acquisition application are also done by electronically, to mention but a few. Adoption certificate. We support the provision in the bill that seeks to make it a requirement for an adoption of certificate to accompany a nomination of a candidate sponsored by a political party, as a certificate is a legal document which speaks to the party which sponsor that candidate, and also this exempts the independent candidates because they cannot adopt themselves. We agree to the proposal that adoption certificate should be signed by the President or Secretary General or an equivalent office bearer to a Secretary General of a political party, and be presented to the applicable returning officer on nomination of a candidate. Proportional representation. We agree with the proposal that a political party shall be eligible to participation in the proportional representation electoral system, in that political party has a candidate contesting for election as president, that the commission shall distribute the seats under the proportional representation electoral system within 7 days of the swearing in of the presidential elect. We agree that the number of seats in the councils shall be determined based on the proportional representation seats in the number of constituency based seats in the National Assembly, and shall be shared among women, youth, and persons with disabilities in the same manner. We agree with the proposed formula to be used in the distribution of seats, which is based on the total number of valid votes received by a presidential candidate in the initial ballot. We agree with the proposal that a political party shall submit a party list after distribution of seats by the Commission. It is a requirement that a party list is signed by the President or Secretary General or an equivalent office bearer to a Secretary General of a political party, and is presented to the returning officer in the case of members of parliament, and to a district electoral in the case of councillors. We agree that where a candidate on a party list dies, resigns, or is expelled from the political publication of members of parliament or councillors, the commission shall request the political party to submit an additional party list. We agree that the commission shall publish the party lists submitted by the political parties that have seats under proportional representation electoral system. Furthermore, we agree with the proposal on the manner with which vacancies occur for seats under the proportional representation electoral system, and the procedure for filing a seat that becomes vacant under the proportional representation electoral system. We agree with the proposed manner of appointment, as well as powers and the duties of a returning officer. On the nomination, we agree, as proposed in the bill, that a person is able to change the nomination of a candidate who desires to be a member of parliament or councillor by filing a nomination petition in the High Court or local government election tribunal, as under Article 52 of the Constitution. On the proposed power of the Commission to suspend a political party or a candidate, we agree that the Commission should suspend a political party or a candidate for the contravention of the Code of Conduct. rather than the disqualification of that political party or candidate. As Thomas Hobbes once said, we cannot rely on people's goodwill. Man needs some form of control. Finally, we agree with the that we will deal with the various lacuna in the current registration in order to ensure the efficient, effective administration of the electoral system in the country. Conclusion. Mr. Chairman, in conclusion, the amendment of the Electoral Process Act is timely and necessary, as it will align the Electoral Process Act with the provisions of the Constitution as amended. I submit.
We are totally grateful, SG, for the detailed submission. We are coming to points of clarifications, if any, and you are at liberty to delegate to any of your team because you have come as a team. But before that, we've been joined by members who would love to get to know who they are, starting behind there. Your mic on.
My name is Mwatita and I'm a journalist from Cloud FM Radio.
We are grateful. Yes.
Good afternoon. Ms. Edith Mwinga, a journalist for Spotlight Media.
We wanted to get to know who is in this place. Katombola.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, Chair, and good afternoon, the Secretary General of the UPND and the My name is Dr. Clement Andeleki, a member of Parliament for Katombola constituency in Kazungura district of the Southern Province. I'm a member of the Select Committee. I thank you, Chair.
Having known everyone in here, honorable members, here is SG, UPND. Hello? Skongo.
Yeah, and thank you, SG, for your presentation. I just wanted to get a clarification on the aspect of inspection of voters' register. I think much as we agree that, yes, we have moved electronically, not only as Zambia, but as a global world, but we still have areas in our country where access to this technology is still a problem. So the bill only talks about inspecting the register electronically. Don't you think it will be still important that we add the physical verification to give access to those of our people who don't have access to the technology?
That is on page 5.
And one is on, there are some people within our society who are concerned about when it comes to the scrutinizing the party list. They still feel they need to be given access to scrutinize the party lists, just like it's done for the other candidates. So I don't know what your comment will be on those two. Thank you so much.
For the start, SG, or as you may delegate.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to invite Mr. Max Moe to respond to the first one.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, Chair. On the first part of the question, on how practicable it is, knowing that some of the may not be found in rural areas, we do recognize that that is the state of affairs where we stand, but we also do understand that the examples that we of the Examination Council of Zambia seem to cut across, but that does not stop people from physically engaging institutions. And with that submission, perhaps even proposed through the Secretary General that after the Senior State Council has commented that we consider making an amendment by an addition.
We are grateful. You may switch off.
Good afternoon once again, Chair. I
Yes,
think
State
we
Council.
must be cognizant of the fact that it's a global world and technological advancement is moving on. And as such, we do appreciate the fact that we have places which are relatively rural areas and perhaps do not have access to internet facilities and so forth. Even some areas do not have even access to network. But as alluded to by Mr. Mark Sumiwa, people, right now, there are people filing in nominations, and they're coming from all over. And there are institutions which are available, which are near there, like, for instance, the provincial centers, districts. I think it is doable, and be lagging behind. I think the world is moving on, and this, I think, is something that we need to look at and embrace for us to be accountable to the people or the electorate. And as with regard to the list,
Yes.
I think there was a question with regard to the list. I think that is also needs to be looked at, and I haven't seen it being tackled in the new bill, but that should, I think, be in the main
You are
for people to have access to the list.
Are you in that you make amendments so that the other part is also considered as much vital that we are moving digital?
If I could just...
Sorry.
So I can ask the question, sir?
No, hold on. We'll give you time. If you to clarify further, there's still room, even after this meeting, that you can still submit.
Yeah, I think you're correct. We'll do as advised.
Ambod. Yes, sir.
Honorable Mkumbi, here, Chair. Chair, the SG did mention that on the adoption certificates, the President and the SG can sign, or someone equivalent. I believe this is an addition, and probably a positive. So in this case, who does the witness propose to be on speaker? Is it the chairperson of the party? Would it be the Secretary General of the party, or who? Thank you, sir.
Page 7. President or Secretary General of the party or equivalent office bearer to a Secretary General. Who is this equivalent office bearer to the Secretary General? Is it also in you or you are proposing?
Mr. Chairman, we are proposing, and in terms of equivalence, it's the chairperson
Of
the party.
Of a political party.
Yes.
Yes, sir. There's a follow-up. Is it a follow-up? Yes, sir. Nalolo.
Thank you, Chair. And SG, I must thank you for your submission. SG, this proposed amendment from our witnesses we've interacted previously has raised a number of concerns because this amendment refers to a Secretary General in the Societies Act. Now, the Societies Act does not define who a Secretary General is. And I am happy, Secretary General, that you have talked of equivalent, because there are political parties in their structure that don't have Secretary General. So I'm happy you have mentioned this. However, the amendment can also be further problematic when a candidate arrives at a civic center with a certificate from the president and the other one from the Secretary General equivalent. Both recognize that they are registrar. You check the registrar, the chairman is that same one. You check this one assigned, that one assigned. So I think the concern here to reduce on factionalism, because certain political parties have factions. But do you feel that this amendment will cure? Do you feel that it will cure the nuisance of people still arriving with 3 adoption certificates from the same party? Do you think this amendment cures this? Because it may seem to introduce additional litigation, because other political parties will say, we don't have the party. Our president, someone gave an example of EFF. I'm told the head of the party is Captain General or something. So do you witness that this proposed amendment, which attempts to cure, does it really cure, or it still needs refinement, additional brains to be applied in stopping the nuisance of people arriving at civic center with 4 certificates? Thank you, Chair.
And in the Registrar of Societies, it stipulates the office bearers. So other than what you suggested as the party, chairperson of the party, what is captioned in the Registrar of Societies, bearing in mind, sir, that now you have 3 candidates. 1, adoption certificate duly signed by the president. Adoption certificate duly signed by SG. Adoption certificate duly signed by equivalent office bearer, as per your proposal, chairperson. Whom should the Electoral Commission at that particular time attend on to vis-a-vis the litigations that may arise?
Mr. Chairman, it's important. In fact, the key word is cure, which Honorable Mnyima alluded to. I agree with him. We have seen a situation of political parties emerging from nowhere or from within a political party, calling themselves secretary generals, maybe 2 or 3 of them in one party. So basically one would say, if the solution, or if the idea is to cure, one would say we have to have a hard look at what has been proposed, or the question that has been raised by Honorable Mnyima.
Okay, we are interested in that cure.
Thank you very much, Chair. That's a very good technical question, considering that the other subsidiary legislation also has a provision for office bearers. And the sad reality is that we are also dealing with another subsidiary legislation, which in a way lies pari passu with what you've made reference to. So having said that, I think this is where now issues of drafting come in, to deal with those gaps that are contained in there, to see how we can circumvent the provision in the Societies Act, knowing that the Constitution has been amended. If it is established that this particular bill is well aligned with the Constitution as amended, then it means even the Societies Act has to be amended. So under the circumstances, it's a bit that, of course, it's good that we are given more room to deal with the submissions that have been made by the Secretary General, so avoid what you consider to be a conflict of the two pieces of legislation. And I will not delve into the details on how we can avoid that until we've conferred when this particular presentation is done. Thank you.
Because we are cognizant of what you have said. Thomas Hobbes says we cannot rely on people's goodwill. Man needs some form of control. So the cure we are looking for, because we will not rely on that. Otherwise, we have political parties becoming problematic and candidates being defranchised. Yes, State Council.
Chair, I think this is a thorny issue, and I have witnessed this myself, but you have to align the law where the Constitution is the ground norm, and therefore any other subsidiary registration is derived from the Constitution, and therefore we cannot go outside the constitutional provision. The Societies Act, here if you look at the proposed amendment, it says we agree to the proposal that the adoption certificate should be signed by the President or the Secretary General. As you are aware, the Secretary General is the CEO of any political party. But on the other hand, it goes further to say other office bearers. And office bearers, this designate of an office bearer will be that is registered with the Registrar of Societies. So here at the problem, and we need to relook at this provision so that it doesn't cause further acrimony. I'm obliged.
We are grateful. As I'm winding, any sense? Yes, sir.
Chair, I'll raise another one since I know that the witness is a key stakeholder like others. TZ here is introducing, they are moving from disqualification to suspension. Now, the concern is that there is, particularly from the angle of the proposed amendment, I want to pick your view on the lack of appeal process on such an action. And we see these things happen during elections. The candidate is in for funds. His campaign manager and another campaign manager fight from her, only for him to watch on TV. He's been suspended together with his political party because of violence. Now, we agree with Thomas Hobbes that we can't rely on people's goodwill. But now this particular suspension is not defined in terms of length, date. So do you feel that in the absence of an appeal process stipulated by the law, if the suspension is malicious or vexation, if the suspension is not truly a reflection of the conduct of the sponsoring party and the candidate, the act is silent on appeal process and leaves it to other prescribed rules? Do you feel that this should be expressly put so that within the period of the election, the ECZ may not just have a heavy-handed strength to easily suspend, and then, you know, it is not clear how recourse is sought? Thank you, Chair.
SG and your team.
That's another very important question. In the same manner that we dealt with the issue on nomination, where there's a petition and there's contestation on the nominations, where the aggrieved party has been provided for the High Court or local government elections tribunal, my view would be that the same be applied in the other part of the proposed bill, because obviously we are basically dealing with the same process.
We are winding down. Yes, Council. Your mic off, sir. Media Director.
Chair, I think this also has been a thorny issue, especially with regard to litigation. What happens is that if you are aware, that is what, in this particular Electoral Process Act, there are so many lacunas, and we face these in the courts of law. So one of these, obviously, as you are alluding to the issue of suspending a particular candidate. As you are aware, let's say an election agent, and this has to be a person, an elected election agent who is an agent registered with the ECZ. Most of the time, you cannot identify this person. So cases will fall or fail in court because you cannot identify that particular person. So this needs clarity, so that even when there is excessive violence, which we saw in prior to 2021, most of the cases were failing in court because of that particular of the law, which says that unless the candidate, the law will deal with precedents and decided cases and so forth. So it has to be the particular candidate, and no one knows who this agent is. So you go to court, you fail. So it becomes just an academic exercise. So this needs to be actually looked at this proposal.
SG, we are totally grateful, save for these two. Others are saying the party list must be submitted before elections. You have submitted to say it should be after elections. What would be your take? Others are, you have the bill suggests that the 90 days of voter registration inspection has been reduced to 14 days. You've not said anything. You've just said we agree to that. We're just giving you so that those two, then we come to the close of our interaction. SG.
Very much. Like you advised, Chair, that you give us leeway to have a look at the presentation and the proposals made by government. We would like to look again and resubmit areas where we feel requires refining.
Would Red want to receive that, but bear in mind that all things being equal, tomorrow we'll be finishing the sittings because time is not our ally. Your last words with your team, SG?
Yeah, no, Mr. Chairman, will be able to provide my media director here, who is a member of the National Management Committee, will be in a position to make a presentation as required.
Thank you, SG. As submitted in this presentation by the Secretary General, our considered view that the process to submit comes after the elections, that the allocation should be premised on the presidential votes, without which it's difficult for political parties that are participating to remain guessing as to how many will be allocated to them. I submit.
And the candidates on the submitted list should be scrutinized. They should be known. Yes, follow-up, though I said winding. So quick, witness your mic off. Take note of that.
Chair, just to add on what the chair is raising, the other component is that provides that nomination of a candidate it can be challenged. Now, these people are, the list is coming after the election, and their nomination after the election. So if one of them who's nominated is bankrupt, the ability to question the validity of their nomination would have been overtaken by the election. I hope that makes sense, that if my nomination, for example, us the members of parliament who participate in first past the post, when they file in their nomination, the law provides that their nomination can be challenged, perhaps if they are not fully mentally capable or they are bankrupt. Now, the list, party list, is coming after the election, and so is their nomination.
Let's
now,
summarize
so how do you harmonize that with this coming after the election?
So the nomination provided in the presentation is different from the selection from political parties. I'll give you an example. To know that the actual election taking place for first past the post is statute bound in terms of when it should take place. Then the list that is submitted by political parties, which is made public for public scrutiny, is a bit that maybe it was not just captured as senior state council mentioned, Mushipe, that the gaps could be filled in on the pretext that we cannot obviously remain guessing. I want to agree to the extent that there is indeed need for us to put a closure to the period within which that particular nomination also is challenged within the High Court or any other tribunal prescribed by law, so that we do not have endless litigation, which are open-ended as it were, for before the 2016 Constitution was amended. Now, so we could obviously in the same manner make a submission on some of the issues that our colleagues are raising between now and the period that has been highlighted by the chairman, that by tomorrow. So then we would get back after consulting. As you know, that we are representing an organization and people may have different views on the matter. And because we are representing an organization, this is only right that on a few things that we may not have captured, we have some bit of consultation and we confirm amongst ourselves. I submit.
We are totally grateful, SG. Your final words.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much for availing this opportunity to appear before the committee. We have done what we could, and we feel should refine our presentation for the benefit of the country, for the benefit of our constitution, the benefit of our subsidiary laws, so that in an electoral system, that's where a lot of problems. So when it is refined for the benefit of us all, then it means that there will be peace politically in the country. Thank you very much.
Ours is to wish the stability and the peace during this forthcoming general election. We are totally grateful for your appearance, your submission, both written and orally, to help your committee to come up with a good bill that will be tabled before Madam Speaker and the House, like you have stated, for the good of the country. And that is our wish. Having said that, sir, we are taking our immunity back. Whatever you say thereafter, we are not there. You will be on your own. Thank you so very much, sir. Thank you.
Good afternoon. That was an interaction between the select committee appointed to scrutinize the Electoral Process Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 44 of 2026. Making their submissions was United Party for National Development, UPND. That was the 6th witness of today. The other witnesses that came through were the Common Grounds Network, Ministry of Information and Media, Zambia Civic Education, Forum for Democracy and Development, FDD. Those are the witnesses that made their appearance during the morning interactions between the Select Committee appointed to scrutinize the Electoral Process Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 40 of 2026. My name is Chashinsha Usenga. My sign language interpreter has been Chola Kaoma and Jason Manda. Keep watching Parliament TV at around 14:20. We should have the votes and proceedings for today's live parliamentary proceedings. Pleasant viewing.
Constituency Development Fund is a central government fund developed to cater for projects based on constituencies to improve the living standards of people. The Constituency Development Fund, CDF, has continued to positively impact many people, especially those in rural areas such as Waviji Ward in